Welcome to Hena's epic Armageddon battle report. This is a 3000 point game between Scions of Iron Space Marines and Death Korps of Krieg. The lists are NetEA lists and there will be a link in the description. Then let's look at the lists. Here is the Scions of Iron Space Marines. The first detachment is Vindicator Detachment. Then we have Pike Detachment, Predator Detachment with Annihilators and a Hunter, Terminator Detachment with Chaplain and 2 Crusaders, a Tactical Detachment with then second Tactical Detachment, Whirlwinds, Thunderbolts, then we have a Thunderhawk close assault support, and we have 2 Thunderhawk transporters. And that's the Marines. Then the Death Corps. So here we have Regimental HQ with Gorgons, Infantry Company with Gorgons and Demolishers. Then we have Grenadiers with Gorgon. Then we have 2 Death Rider companies. Then we have Flak with 2 Hydras and 1 long range Flak, heavy Flak AA. Then we have Warhound, 2 Thunderbolts, Death Strike Silo, and a more Bombard Battery. And that's the Krieg. Then on to deployment. So here we have a nice side view of the deployment. So first, Krieg deploys his garrisons, so Flak in the forest and the Grenadiers into the buildings. Then Marines stop their first formation, which is the Whirlwind, and they go behind the building, and then Death Strike Silo, and then Tactical Formation 2 with the Prometheus, Land Rider Prometheus, goes next to the Whirlwinds. Then the Death Riders, and I don't have actually a video of this, so there we go, and Tactical Formation also appeared there. And Bombards side to road, and Pikes next to the Tactical on the left flank of Marines. Then Death Rider 1 between the Bombards and the forest. Terminators on the road. Infantry Company on the other side. And Predator Annihilators there as well. Then the Regimental HQ goes on the road. And finally the Warhound. And this is what it looks like. So Marines, both Marines a little wider, and the Krieg clumped into the center. So the flank here is brought by Pikes, then the Tactical one, Annihilators, Terminators, Tactical 2 and Whirlwinds. So the Vindicators are in the Thunderhawk transports at this point. And if you look at the Krieg, we have one set of Death Riders and Warhound. Then we have the center with the infantry companies and the Flak holding the other end. And that's it. So, into the battle. Turn 1. Death Strike Silo starts with sustained fire. After Scions won the roll, but decided to give the Krieg a chance to go first. And they fire at the Whirlwinds, destroying 1. Then Pikes from Scions double. And they move next the hill, keeping out of sight as much as they can. And making sure that they're within 45 centimeters of the Flak if they want to assault next turn. This prompts the Krieg to bring in Thunderbolts, and they destroy 1 Pike. Marines then bring in Thunderhawk Cass, which takes 1 damage from coming in, and then fires on the Flak, but only manages to destroy the Hydra, which however did have the Commissar on it, so some bones there. Then the Flak regroup, removing the blast markers. Then Thunderbolts, and that requires Supreme Commander, and they attack, destroying a 1 Death Rider. Then bombards sustain fire, and they target also the bikes, and manage to kill 2, leaving the 1 broken. But it decides to stay put. Then it's the Marines and Tactical 2, and they decide to double ahead and getting to position for next turn, and also take a pot shot with 1 stand at the Grenadiers, because why not give a blast marker to enemy? Except they actually manage to hit and kill, so there we go. 1 pot shot, 1 kill. Then the Warhound goes next, and he moves ahead to fire on the Marines that came there. He doesn't use the plasma blast gun, and kills 1 Marine with the Vulcan. This causes Terminators to double. Now I don't have a video of this, unfortunately, so that's where they end up going. And they fire at the Warhound, failing to do anything. Now this prompts the Grenadiers then to move forward, and it might have been that I was a little too greedy with the Terminators. I probably should have left them slightly behind, out of the forest, but that's the current plan that I had at the moment, that they go in the center and take the hits what comes at them. So the Grenadiers move and fire but don't do any damage. Then the Whirlwinds sustain fire as well, targeting the Grenadiers, killing 1 and giving some blast markers there. Then the Infantry Company, which is the Supreme Commander, but fails twice to activate, so they hold and move forwards, taking up positions around the ruined building there. Next, Predators, which double forwards, getting within the range of Warhound and firing it, with the plan of using sustain fire next turn. But they actually fail to do anything to it. I think they removed the second field from it, Void Shield. So then it's the Regimental HQ, sorry for the wavering quality of the video. So they move double forward, taking positions on the hill, preparing for support fire, as you can see, since the Greek jump out. And this is the reason why I probably should have stayed out of the forest to prevent this kind of support fire position, but yeah, that's what happened. And then they fire at the Terminators, but really don't do anything, just 1 blast marker. Now I react with Tactical 1, which doubles, since advance wasn't just far enough. So they double on the hill and open fire with the 2 Predator Destructors. And there we go, 3 Greek units killed. Then Death Rider 2 tries to engage but fail and hold. And then Thunderhawk Transporter drops the Vindicators to fire at the Death Riders that failed to activate. And I think this is my second mistake, because I could have dropped them near the Infantry Company. So they lose 1 Vindicator in the forest and then kill some riders, which really doesn't matter that much. I could have dropped them in that forest, and that probably would have been a better idea, frankly, because it would have to some degree prevented this assault. But I was hoping that the Terminators can withstand the firepower that's going to be thrown at them, so I decided to drop them in the east. So the Death Riders double engage, and they move forward to get in within range, and bringing the massive support fire. And this is where it all goes bad, so all the Terminators die, and the Krieg lose. I think they lost 2 or 3 horses, and this is what it looks like in the end. So I think I scored 7 hits on Death Riders, and they saved 4 of them, while I lost all the Terminators. So here we have the result. In the center there is the massive group of Krieg, which the 1 tactical formation is trying to hold back. Like that. The Infantry Company coming on behind, and there is the Vindicators trying to outflank the enemy, and Tactical is trying to hold the center, with the Predators and the 2nd Tactical on the side. and we have the blueprints in the end. So then turn 2, and Krieg win the initiative, which means that the Marines are screwed. First Death Riders engage the Predators, and this is pretty obvious what's gonna happen as they get into the close combat. However, one Predator manages to survive the onslaught, and he moves back broken behind the forest. Then, retaining, the Bombats sustain fire, targeting the Marines on the hill, but only manages to kill one, and both of the Rhinos as well. Then it's Marines, and Whirlwind start with sustained fire, targeting the massive group of Krieg, and kill a bunch of the infantry from there. Not enough though to break them. Then Tactical 1 sustain fires, killing some more, but still not enough to break. So Death Rider 2 try to engage and fail. Then Thunderbolts make a ground attack. They don't do damage to the Warhound, but they break it since it had two blast markers from last turn as it failed to rally. Then it's the Krieg, and the Grenadiers engage. So again, the idea is to use the Regimental HQ to bring in support fire to the assault. And here we go. Grenadiers pouring into the forest with the Gorgon in the front, taking the first hits. And some shuffling to get maximum of shots. And yeah, all the Marines die. They lose, I think 2 Grenadiers were killed. So assault again going bad with the Marines. Then Thunderhawk makes the ground attack. And now it manages to kill enough of the infantry to break the Regimental HQ, and they fall back broken to the center. Then Thunderbolts from Krieg make a ground attack, and they target the Tactical 2 and kill off one Razorback. Then it's the Vindicators which advance. Again, I'm missing the video here. So they move a little back and then fire, not doing anything though. And then the Flak Witch double. So they move on the one lone rallied pike and shoot it to pieces. Here we go. Then it's the Scions and Thunderhawk transports make a ground attack and gun some horses while staying outside of the flak range. And then it's the infantry company which doubles forwards. So it's moving toward the Tactical 2. And then they fire at the Tactical 2, but they don't actually use the plasmas on the... so they don't do much damage there. And then it's the Marines, and the Tactical decides to double forwards. The idea here is to make sure that the Warhound and the Regimental HQ have the extra -1 modifier for being close to the enemy, and if they keep on broken, then I have a shot at going towards the Blitz. So here is the situation. Krieg are pushing through in the center, there is no one there to prevent them coming through anymore, and the Tacticals are making their final hopeful push towards the Blitz. Yeah, so Flak holding this flank, Grenadiers and Death Riders and Infantry Company taking all of the center, while Marines only have the Whirlwinds left near the Blitz. And then we have the Tactical and Vindicators there pushing towards the Krieg Blitz, with very little in front of them at the moment. Then base withdrawals sees the Predators to fail the rally, even with the Supreme Commander reroll, so it falls back there. And then turn 3 Scions of Iron win the initiative, but unfortunately both Regimental HQ and Warhound has rallied, so there is no way that Marines can push to the Blitz anymore. So instead, I tried last-ditch effort to kill the Russian infantry company, so Vindicators double advance and fire, not doing any damage, and then the tactical turns around and engages in the long-range firefight. The Krieg. Idea here is that the infantry would come out, and that would possibly give me enough damage to do something. Now I'm not really hopeful that I would actually manage to win this, but it's just the one final thing I had that I thought that would even have some chances of preventing the Krieg just taking the victory this turn. So there we go, Krieg jumping out. The demolishers in front are going to take the first hits, but after 3 it will go into the infantry, which have no save. So that's my plan and hope that I will do enough damage there. However, it doesn't really work out, and Marines are on the losing side once more. I think I never rolled more than 2 in the resolution rolls, so yeah. That's what's left. So then it's Krieg and Death Strike Silos sustain fires, targeting the whirlwinds once more and popping 1. There we go. The 2 blast markers cleared from that firing. And retaining the Krieg bring in thunderbolts, which fire at the whirlwinds but fail to destroy anything, so they're still unbroken there. So Scions take the whirlwinds, which sustain fire at the Death Rider, but fail to break them. And then we played 2 more activations. Death Rider regroup and Thunderhawk tried to attack in the break, but it didn't work, so I conceded the game, since there is nothing I can do to prevent Krieg from winning at this point. So that's the end. Victory to Krieg, as they would have had taken hold, definitely. Defend the flag probably, possibly even they shall not pass, and they had PTS as well, as they destroyed my Terminators. So that's what it looks like in the end. I hope you enjoyed this battle report. We had a blast in playing it, though the initiative fail on turn 2 for Marines was kind of a thing that resolved the game. So here's the stuff that I've used to make the video. Thanks for watching, and I hope you liked it. Bye.